Ho, ho, and welcome to the 14th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and we have gone crazy. It is Christmas in July, one of my favorite holidays. Christmas in July, that's right. So it's the middle of July, and what are we going to do? We're going to drink some Christmas beer. Today we're going to be sampling one of my favorite beers, the St. Bernardus Christmas Ale. It is a Belgian quad. They also make a beer called St. Bernardus AB 12, which is similar. It's a quad, but the difference in this beer, it has some of the holiday spices, okay? So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but we do have the proper glassware, the St. Bernardus glassware, for the St. Bernardus beer. Now, as you see, this is kind of a large beer, so there's a secondary glass for my lovely bride who's also going to be sampling this once the video is done, okay? All right, so this is from St. Bernardus Brewery. It is a true Belgian ale. It is not a Trappist ale. A lot of the Belgian beers are brewed in monasteries, and this the beer was originally brewed in a monastery, but eventually it got sold off and they had to agree not to call it a Trappist ale, even though they still do have what appears to be the monk on the front, but it is not truly a monk because he doesn't have the proper headwear, just so you know, a little known fact. Now, I've actually met the brewmaster from this brewery. Very exciting. I met him down at Buster's Bistro in Sanford, Florida. Excellent guy. You can actually stay there at the brewery. It's a pretty neat place. They have a hotel there, and they also make cheese there, which is a big thing. Very good cheese, delicious cheese. So anyway, don't want to get too much into that. Let's talk about beer, which is the most important thing here, okay? So this is what makes it, like I said, the Christmas ale is the spices, okay? So you're going to taste spices like the cinnamon, the clove, almost like a gingerbread smell you'll get when we open up this beer. There's a vanilla, caramel, almost a toffee type flavor in it with those, okay? Now, they kick up the alcohol content in this up to a 10% alcohol, which is a pretty strong. So if you think about Belgian beers, they go from lighter to darker based on the numbers. So a Belgian blonde, then a Belgian double, a Belgian triple, and a Belgian quad. So this is like the premier flagship of the high alcohol. This is 10% alcohol. This rates as a 4.23 out of 5 on Beer Advocate. But on Rate Beer, this is rated a 99 out of 100. Now, I'm leaning more towards the 99 out of 100 just because I truly love a good Christmas ale. It's my favorite time of the year, not only for the holidays to spend time with family, but because the beer that is produced is phenomenal. So let's go ahead and open up this bad boy and let's get to drinking it. Now, I'm kind of cheating because I've had this for so many times, but it is, the alcohol content's kicked up with like a dried fruit. So in the fruits, you're going to get like okay, like a plum, raisin, maybe a little pear in there. Definitely sweetened also with like a brown sugar. So it makes it really delicious. And then what they do to keep it from being like too sweet on the end, they add a little bit of extra hops in the end. So when it finishes off like dry and crisp versus a sweet lingering taste in your mouth. So it's a unique beer. So we're going to go ahead and pour this. I'm going to sample it. It's not a real, when I say they add the hops in there, it's not a hoppy beer at all. It's a very malty beer. So there's a ton of malt in this. And you see that beautiful dark brown color with the like a tannish head on there. Oh yeah. Now you can smell, another thing you can do, because this is 10% alcohol, you can smell the alcohol in it. So when you sniff it, not only are you smelling like a sweet fruit flavor, but you're also smelling the alcohol. So it's really wonderful. All right, so. Oh. This one never gets old, people. Now, I want to do a shout out to all my friends out there, okay? I've got so many friends and family members that this is one of their favorite beers. When they see this, I'll probably get like hate mail and stuff like that because there's so many of my friends and family that love this beer. Mom, I love you. I know this is your favorite beer, but I thought Christmas in July that you would appreciate it. Anyway, everybody else, Tiffany, my brother Mike, everybody out there loves this beer, and I love this beer. And we've drank it many times together, and we will again. So if you've enjoyed this video, which I'm definitely going to enjoy this beer, please make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure they subscribe. So the more subscribers, the better. So more people are getting to listen to talk about beer and get beer issues. Okay, and as my wife likes to say, I definitely have beer issues.